Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Good evening, everybody. From the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Chat, Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And as always, we do on every Monday, we're going to recap what happened tonight on Monday Night Raw. So we start off with Raw coming from the Garden, a few blocks from the crib, the hometown in New York City. And we got, the never seen 17-time champion, John Cena, who is now currently the Intercontinental champ. So he comes down and he talked to the Garden saying, thank you, it's my last time coming through, da 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 da. Then we get that music, Dirty Dom comes out. Dirty Dom's like, yo, check this out. I'm paraphrasing, of course. He says, I want a rematch I want a rematch for the title that I lost to you. And he like, yeah, we could do that tonight. What's up? Me and you right now. Let's get a ref down. He's like, nah, I did that on your terms already. Meaning that he did that in Boston uh, last week. And so he's like, nah, we're going to do this at uh, Saturday, well, not Saturday night, the 28th, which is Survivor Series / War Games. He's like, all right, you want to do that in your hometown? No doubt. All right, I'm going to give you that. But what about the night? I told people I was going to come out here and fight tonight, so let's go ahead and do what we do. So he's like, all right, well, I ain't pretty much telling him, he ain't say it, but I'm not here by myself, so the judgment day come down. He like, I don't know if you're going to get that match, but you are going to get your ass whooped. So they go in there, they jump on Cena. As they stomping and doing whatever, all of a sudden Sheamus comes out. And as Sheamus comes out, they get put the number games on Sheamus. So they both down. Then all of a sudden we see Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio Jr. come out and, put the beats on them a little bit to even it up. They clear the ring. So he's like, all right, well, you got your team. John Cena said, I got my team. Let's get a ref. Let's do this thing. So the impromptu match happens. Judgment Day versus John Cena versus Rey Mysterio. John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Sheamus. Uh, Sheamus starts the match. Uh, he's getting beat down by the Judgment Day. They taking turns. They tagging in and out, doing what they need to do. How you doing, Barbie? What's going on with you? Uh, and then Sheamus finds a way to make the tag to Rey Mysterio, who comes in. The luchador thing, get the speed, the momentum, clearing out the ring. Uh, then as Ray going to the ropes, his son trips him up. So they start to gain momentum. Uh, then Ray finds his way back. He tags and Cena. Cena comes through. Uh, they go crazy. We got near falls all over the place. Sheamus is over there doing 10 beats. They do the "You Can't See Me." Everybody does it. Then we see John Cena figure out a way to finalize the match with the uh, oh god, I'm freezing out. John Cena's finishing move, the attitude adjustment. Yeah, and then he gets the 3 count. So John Cena wins his final match at the Garden, defeating the Judgment Day with Rey Mysterio and Sheamus. It was pretty good, but it was more nonstop action. I like when I love to see Rey Mysterio. Lisa J, what's going on? This Ava World, how you doing? I love to see the old school guys. Well, yeah, it was really the old school versus the new school, pretty much when you look at the tag teams. Because Sheamus is from back in the days. We know Rey Mysterio is older than John Cena as far as wrestling. And then you got the young guns. You got the Judgment Day. They all young. Good match. They held their own. But now we got another match going into Survivor Series / War Games. Uh, John Cena versus Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental Championship. Uh, Nikki Bella. So we had Nikki Bella come out. Uh, well, Stephanie was out there, and then she was talking about what happened, and then Nikki came out and said, thank you for reminding me who I am." She whooped on Stephanie a little bit, uh, took her down, uh, left her on the floor. That ends that second segment of the night. Then we got the first match of the John Cena last match tournament. Last time is now tournament. We got Solo Sikoa. He came out with the crew. Well, he came out, but uh, he had a mystery opponent. The mystery opponent turns out to be Dolph Ziggler. Uh, for those of y'all should remember Dolph Ziggler. He's the guy with the little blonde hair streaky. All right, cool. But anyway, so they start the match. Solo starts off fresh and hot and doing what he do. Dirk Diggler. I'm sorry, Dolph Ziggler. Y'all forgive me. So Dolph Ziggler starts back. He starts to get control of the match. He hits a famous. He hits a zigzag. Uh, he hits a zigzag, and then Solo gets up. So as Solo gets ready to get kicked with a super kick, he ducks it, and then hits him with the Samoa Spike. Dolph goes down. 3 count for Solo. So Solo advances by defeating Dolph Ziggler. Uh, this was all right. It was good to see Dolph Ziggler. Sometimes it's hard to see those guys that lasted for a long period of time in the WWE to leave, like Zack Ryder Friday, Dolph Ziggler tonight. It's good to see them make an appearance. For those of you that's been following wrestling all of these years, as I have, you understand why the crowd was really with them. You have to be an avid fan to understand why this was so important and valuable to watch. Dolph Ziggler is from, well, before AJ, he was AJ Lee. He was dealing with Vicky Guerrero and all of that. It's like 15 years ago. That's what I'm saying. You have to understand the value. Zack Ryder is around that same time, maybe a little bit earlier, but it's the same thing. Okay, so then we go to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is upset. She feels like Charlotte is ducking her, not speaking to her, whatever the case may be. She in the city, and then her opponents came out. So ain't nobody coming out here to save you though. So Oscar, Kyrie, Nia, and Lash they go to the ring. Uh, they circle the ring. Then Rhea comes out, and Io comes out with her. So they doing the 4-on-3 thing. They get the numbers game. Lash and Nia they really putting boots on the thing like that. They handling their business. Then all of a sudden we see Charlotte come down to even the score or even the numbers up with a kendo stick. She started whooping everybody with the kendo stick. That kendo stick hurts, y'all. Let me tell you that right now. That stick is something serious. And she got everybody up out the ring. She checked on Miss Bliss, but she never said if she coming back to join that team for the War Games. That was not spoken. There was no word spoken about that at all. She just came to help out Miss Bliss, clear the ring out, and so that was that. Then we go to the Intercontinental match between Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch. Now, Otis and them, they was cheering for or whatever, but Maxine been doing well against Becky Lynch for the past few weeks. Now, it starts. Uh, she starts off, getting up. She starts off being under Becky Lynch as Becky Lynch takes advantage of the early minutes of the match. Uh, Becky's trying to put her in a disarmor bar. Maxine counters. It was a technician match. Maxine Dupree has done well, showing that she has learned the technical part of wrestling. Shout out to Chad Gable. That's who started with her. But anyway, so going through all of this, uh, every time Becky try to put a move on, Maxine hits her with a different move. Maxine got in the ankle lock. She finds her way to the rope. She counters it with a pin, gets up, breaks it off. Uh, so then Becky Lynch starts looking at the. She's talking to the referee. I don't know why. And then you know as she throws Maxine out the ring, she's trying to take down the turnbuckle. And as she's taking down the turnbuckle, some music plays, and it's AJ Lee. She skips down to the ring. Uh, she gets distracted, and then after all that, Maxine Dupree takes advantage, gets Becky to drop, gets on the top rope, hits a move, gets a 3 count, and now Maxine Dupree is now the Intercontinental Champion, Women's Intercontinental Champion by defeating Becky Lynch, and the celebration began. So Maxine goes out there, celebrates with AJ, gives her a hug and all that. The pyros is going on. Becky's all confused. She don't know what's happening. It's a bad day for the Rollins crew. Seth is out for a while with his leg injury or shoulder injury rather, and Becky lost the belt. So there's a lot going on. But congratulations to Maxine for becoming the Intercontinental Champion. What up though? I forgot to send you the link. The link is from last week though. Um, last Monday. Um, then I had to watch this match, the Gunther and Javon Evans match. I'ma just say, I'm gonna explain what happened. Young and inexperienced comes up against Gunther. Gunther's been missing in action for a while now. Um, the way he looked tonight, I don't know. It looked like he did some things. But anyway, uh, Gunther was in control early. You know, then for some reason, Javon Evans got a little momentum and thought he could chop with Gunther. I don't know what he was thinking, but it was better than what I thought it was going to happen. So Gunther's chopping him down, chopping him down. Uh, he caught he caught Lil Javon in the air, put him put him in Boston Crab. Then turned around, put it in the backbreaker. Then you know, Javon Evans, he didn't give up. That's one thing I can say. He got that gut. He got guts. He didn't give up. Then all of a sudden, they still going back and forth, chopping still. Uh, Javon tried to do a springboard. He puts the boot. He gets caught in the face with a boot. Uh, then he gets suplexed, and then Gunther said, "I'm tired of playing with you." Javon tried to get a last move in, put him to sleep. Gunther advances in the last time is now tournament by defeating Javon Evans. Finally, we have the situation of the war game where the Vision is talking about what happened on Friday, uh, how they came and did what they needed to do Friday. Then CM Punk music came on to interrupt that. So it was CM Punk, I mean, excuse me, it was the Vision, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre. Then CM Punk comes out, the twins come out, Jimmy and Jay Uso, Cody Rhodes come out. Yeah, that was those are old moves though. Those are old moves. Those are the old moves from NXT. What was the NXT World? The World NXT. But anyway, so the four and four came out. The four men team came out. They fighting. They doing whatever. You know, they getting advantages here and there. Then that music comes on. Here comes Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring. He ragdolling people with the Suplex City routine. Looked it good. He looked it, man. Listen, the way he was throwing them people, man. I, he like he was throwing trash in the bin. But he came out, looked it good. You know, he yelling and all of that. The show getting ready to go off. They start to show the title, the executive producers and all of that. Then all of a sudden, we hear that music. We hear that music. Dun, dun, dun. And now here comes Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is slowly taking his walk down to the ring. Brock looked kind of confused. Not confused, but last Monday, last Monday, last Monday. Um, So Roman walks down, gets in the ring, throw that nice Superman punch, got my man all confused. Bronson Reed try to snuff him. Well, he snuffs him, get him down. He tries to go up there and do the tsunami. Roman Reigns jumps up, hit him with the Superman punch. NYPD comes through. They trying to stop things. People getting speared through the barricades. It was wild. That's how they ended this. That's how they ended tonight's Raw. You know, it was very quiet on the action front. Congratulations to Maxine for winning the Intercontinental Championship. Congratulations to Solo and uh, Gunther on advancing in the You Can't See Me tournament to face John Cena one last time. Um, but that was pretty much it. You know, like I said, they gearing up for Survivor Series / War Game. He sure did. But the wrestling community was like, "Wow, that was a hell of a Superman punch." Everybody was saying the same thing. But sometimes, I mean, I don't know. It's hard not. How do we say this? It's hard not to be fresh when you ain't been wrestling. It's been a couple months since he toyed with John Cena. That wasn't even wrestling, to be honest with you. So it's a good thing to sell that. You got to sell it to make war games look interesting. Like Punk and them really have a shot. But now we're gonna start. We might see some crazy things at War Games. We'll talk about that the Friday of War Games or Survivor Series, whatever they want to call this. We'll talk about that day. I think some crazy things is gonna happen that night. But we'll talk about that then. But yeah, like Roman was investing in. He ain't wrestled since he lost the Bronson Reed. He told everybody he ain't gonna see y'all to Christmas. It's 6 weeks. It's a month. It's 5 weeks before Christmas. You know what I mean? And then here he goes. He's gonna team up with his cousins. He's teaming up with Cody and Punk. I'm presuming it's nothing official, but we're gonna go along and we're gonna go along with the story. We're gonna think that that's what it is. So that War Game match is gonna consist of the Vision, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and the Usos. So you got two champions on one team. You got the world champion, the WWE champion on one team. You got the former tag team champs who are the Usos and the same team, and Roman Reigns, which actually is the old bloodline, the first three members of the bloodline. And they'll be facing, like I just said, the Vision, Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre. So, that's how that segment, that's how that show ended. Um, there's a lot to talk about. Well, like I said, it's a lot to talk about as we gearing up to Survivor Series / War Games. I don't know which one to call it because 1 minute you have War Games, the next minute you got Survivor Series. Then you just got matches in between. Like you got the Intercontinental Belt going up for grabs in that same Saturday night. Um, won't be surprised if they have Nikki Bella versus Stephanie Valkyrie after what happened tonight. Uh, and then we got the Women's War Game. They'll probably figure out their last team members. Well, we don't know if Charlotte's going to be on Rhea, Io, and Miss Bliss side, so we don't know. So they'll probably be figured out within the next 10 days. I don't. If I had to guess, if they were going to add somebody else to the War Games as far as Nia and them, I don't know. I still think Stephanie and I think Lara and Bailey, because they did ask Bailey tonight, would she join the team? Uh, and Bailey's like, why would I join y'all? Y'all see what y'all did to me? I ain't rocking with y'all. Y'all tripping. War Games are the headline match about. Yeah, the last year wasn't even called. That's what I'm saying. Last year wasn't called Survivor Series. It was called. It's gonna be. It was called. It was called War Games, right? Yeah. Well, I don't remember. He says it's going to be Becky and AJ, but we don't know if Charlotte is coming down. No, that's the thing. Charlotte joining the team? Because after tonight, she just went to help. I won't say AJ. She went to help Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss. So, uh, the sky's the limit when it comes to that. But we still got to stay tuned to Friday. I forgot the matches for Friday. Are there any matches for Friday? As far as the John Cena tournament? I don't remember. I swear I don't. Okay, they did some gang they did some gang signs to confirm who's doing what. Okay, cool. But all right, so we gotta stay tuned to Friday, see what happens. Uh I'm tripping. Yeah, Penta and Finn Balor is one. I forgot that other damn match that fast. This is why I gotta stop watching sports. I got so much sports on my brain right now. Um Penta and Finn Balor is one, yeah, because they're going to be the Luchador ones. And I said this on Friday, and I don't remember what I said already. Oh, Bronson Reed, and yo, this is an assassination attempt. I don't want to sound crazy. I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound crazy. I don't want to sound, like this is a race thing. But Bronson Reed versus Carmelo Hayes, right? We saw tonight what Gunther did to poor old Javon Evans, right? And now they got Bronson Reed and Carmelo Hayes. So those are two matches that's going to be on SmackDown for sure Friday. Shout out to my co-host, my 33 brother, for reminding me. But this is crazy. So Penta and Finn, they are part of this thing as well. And then after this, I guess they're gonna figure out who's gonna wrestle whom and where and how before they get to that Saturday night's main event on the 13th, which will be John Cena's last match. But it's wild for the night. I be saying I feel bad for Melo because Melo gonna do something. I don't think Miz is gonna interfere in that match. To be honest with you, I don't think he needs to. After what I saw Gunther do, and Gunther like he thought he was 10 years ago Walter from NXT. So it's not looking pretty for Carmelo Hayes. I'm still kind of surprised that Montez wasn't a part of this thing. I don't know why. Um, I think they're done with all the surprises. They did have an NXT guy there. They did have I want to say a TNA guy. I don't think Matt Cardona was TNA. I'm not sure, but it's supposed to be everybody involved. AAA, or I don't think AAA is involved with this. And Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and TNA. I don't think AAA is involved with that. But after that, like I said, after those two matches, we'll figure out what's going on. Friday, we'll probably figure out. I don't know what's going to happen as far as the MFTs. I could have sworn he said next Friday they're going to fight the Motor City Machine Guns, Ray Phoenix. Uh, I can't remember the other dude. Sami Zayn, and I forgot the other person. Shinsuke Nakamura. That's what I'm trying. Y'all bear with me. There's a lot going on. So those five, they'll be facing each other either the Friday before or next Friday. That match is going to be on. I think it's going to be on SmackDown itself. But other than that, it's been quiet for the tag champs who are the Wyatt Six. Uh, I don't know what's going on with them, but that's SmackDown version. We'll figure that out on Friday. But tonight was all about the return of Brock Lesnar. I don't think too many people were surprised behind that. And I definitely don't think nobody was surprised about Roman Reigns coming back. Christmas is early for us because he told us he didn't want to see his cousins till Christmas, so Christmas is early. Christmas is in November. It's a couple of days after Thanksgiving because he's back. And he went to work. He did what he needed to do. Uh, so, we'll wait to see how that goes. Uh, that was the gist of Raw tonight. But like I said earlier, congratulations to Maxine. I'm very happy to see how far she's come. She went from a person leading the Alpha Academy to the ring to now she's a champion. And I'm not gonna say she cheated. She got there was none of that occurred. But congratulations to her. Now she's a champ. I'm joking and I'm laughing like, damn, she was a singles champ before Otis. I know Otis was a tag team champion, but she got single gold before him. So it's kind of amazing to see how far she's come over the past few years. It's good to see people putting in that work and then they start getting paid off for it. Just like Jade. Jade came in there. She was all right for it. She was off for a year. People have many, many, many complaints about her. She goes through the situation with Naomi. She comes back ready to tear people's heads off. She does that. She turns and stomps out Tiffany Stratton, who's been gone for a little bit. And now she's the champ. And now she's stomping out B-Fab. I won't be surprised Friday if Jade is fighting Meechin on SmackDown because of what happened last week. So I'm not going to discount it. That's not an official match, but I won't be surprised if that occurs. So that's, like I said, that's the gist of the wrestling segment of for tonight. I'll go along and uh, uh not the NFL scores. So we know that the Cowboys defeated the Raiders. That had no playoffs implications, but we'll go ahead and start looking at the playoff picture. We'll look at the playoff picture because week 11 is officially gone. We're looking at week 12. I'll show you the schedule of week 12 after I show you the playoff pictures or the playoff links, right? We see the Broncos is the number one seed after defeating the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. The Patriots are 9-2 as well, but they're the second seed. You got the Colts at 8-2. They had a bye, so they didn't play. Uh, Big win for the Steelers to remain the AFC North leaders. The Bills with a big win over the Bucks as to the fifth seed. The Chargers, even though they got annihilated by the number 7 seed Jacksonville Jaguars, which may come in handy if they tie because the Jaguars will jump them because they have they defeated the Chargers. In the NFC, the Eagles held ground Sunday night with their win over the Lions, but they're tied with the Rams, but they're the 2 seed because the Eagles defeated the Rams already. The Chicago Bears, I'm telling you, nobody thought that was possible. The Chicago Bears is the number 3 seed and leading the NFC North. The Buccaneers, like I said, they just lost to the Bills, but they holding on ground because there's a game behind them, but they the 4 seed because they're just NFC South leaders. We see the Seahawks after their tough loss to the Rams still there. The Packers are 6-3-1. They still in the mix. They're the 6th seed. And the 49ers, with they win, jump into the 7th seed. And if we go down to see who's on the bubble, you see the Texans, the 5-5. The Chiefs is still in it. The Ravens are in it twice, right? They're 5-5. They're a game back of that and a game back in the NFC North division race. So they're in it twice. The Lions is a game back from the 49ers. The Panthers are 6-5. They're a half game out of the first place in the NFC South. And then y'all see the rest, the 4-6 Vikings, the 3-5-1 Cowboys. We're not even looking at those teams. Those teams got a hill to climb. We only going to 10, but that's how they draw it up as the final few teams. So we just gonna go to the 10 seed, right? We're gonna go to the 5-5 Ravens. Like I said, the Ravens are game back of the Steelers for the division and literally one game back from the 7th seed. And so are the Lions. So there's still 6 weeks to go. Week 12 starts. Week 12 starts on Thursday. And that's going to start. The 73 Bills will be heading to Houston to play the Texans. Then the Sunday games are going to be Vikings versus Packers. Colts versus Chiefs. The Chiefs will be host. The Colts going to Arrowhead Stadium. The Patriots versus the Bengals. The Steelers versus the Bears. That's going to be an interesting game. It's in Soldier Field. That's going to have a lot of implications in playoffs. The New York Jets will be heading to Baltimore to play the Ravens. The Giants will be going to Detroit to play the Lions. These are some important games, everybody. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Seahawks travel out to Tennessee to play the Titans. The Browns and Raiders. Ain't nobody looking forward to that game. That game has no playoff implications. Jaguars versus the Cardinals in Arizona. I'm putting the Jaguars on upset alert. Eagles and Cowboys. I'm not putting them on alert. The Falcons and Saints. And the 8:20, the Sunday night game is going to be the Rams versus the Buccaneers. Now, as I just stated, uh, if they lose this game, if the Panthers catch up, I think the Panthers have a bye. Did I say Panthers today? I don't think I said the Panthers. So the Panthers have a bye. So they may get lucky with that. And the Monday night game is going. Oh, look, my apologies. The Panthers and 49ers. That's going to be the Monday night game. That's going to be playoff implications. So the Panthers will have an opportunity if the and take the AFC South. So this is why we sit here, we watch the games, we and have these conversations because any given Sunday is out there. So it's always a thing. So we gonna sit back and look through those score. I mean, the schedule as we prepare for week 12 of the NFL season. Now going to the NBA, all of these games are final in Cleveland. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated. No, excuse me. The Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the Milwaukee Bucks 118 to 106. Let's check out the leading scorers since we're here. Wow. Ryan Rollins led the team with 24 points on 9 of 22 shooting. Giannis only played 13 minutes. Did he get hurt? I don't know. 14 points, 6 of 10, 2 for 3 in the free from the free throw line. Cleveland leading scorer was Donovan Mitchell, who was 14 of 22 for 37 points, hitting 4 threes, and had 7 assists. Evan Mobley only had 14. Light scoring after that, 14, 12 for Jared Allen, 11 for DeAndre Hunter. But they come through and get the win. So good win by the Cavs by defeating the Bucks. And Philadelphia, the Sixers defeat the LA Clippers 110 to 108. The Clippers is starting off the season poorly. They are 4-10. That's not good, especially with all that money they poured into that team. Sixers are 8-5. In Detroit, the Detroit Pistons 127. The Pacers 112. Detroit is 12-2. They starting off the season hot. The Pacers are starting the season off poorly. They're 1-13. In Toronto, the Raptors 110. The Hornets 108. Raptors are now 9-5. Hornets are 4-10. In Miami, the Miami Heat 115. The Knicks 113. The Heat is now 8-6. The Knicks are 8-5. In New Orleans, The Oklahoma City Thunder came down, winning 126 to 109. The Thunder are 14 and wow, the Thunders are 14 and 1. The Pelicans are 2 and 12. Wow. That's a hell of a start. 14 and 1. Uh in Minnesota, the T-Wolves 120, the Mavs 96. T-Wolves go to 9 and 5. Dallas starting slow, 4 and 11. And in Denver, the Chicago Bulls go to Denver, defeat the Nuggets 130 to 127. Chicago goes to 7 and 6. And the Nuggets are 10 and 3. So those are the scores and highlights. Well, it's not the highlights. Those are the scores and stats that from all of tonight's games as far as basketball, football. Those are brought to you by the 9%, where better you is a better us to have a conversation. Uh, and like I said, this is how we're gonna start, doing things that we do. Now, coming Friday, we'll talk about the game Thursday night. We'll talk about what happened on SmackDown. We're gonna find out who won these John Cena matches. Does Penta defeat Finn Balor? Does Melo pull an upset over Bronson Reed? We'll talk about all of that. The play of the game. Oh, you want to see stats? All right, I'll go back for that. I'll go because you. That's why you the co-host. That's why we need you up here. You said you want to see. You want. They played the Pacers. Like, come on, man. The Pacers is 1-13. Like you. This is what you want to do. Now, I want that same energy. If they don't win a game, same energy. You got to have the same energy. You the co-host. You gotta have the same energy. But you want the stats? There you go. Look, I don't know nobody on the team. Matherin 25, Pascal Siakam 29. They probably trade him at the trading deadline. They ain't slick. Uh, Wait a minute. Hold on. Where's Cade Cunningham? Cade Cunningham didn't even play. But you want the stats, right? So the leading scorer of this of tonight's game was Dennis Jenkins. He was 11 to 21 for 26 points, and he had 8 assists. Uh, Jalen Duran took up some of the scoring slack of of Cade Cunningham not playing. He had 31. Damn, he shot 12 of 13. And 7 of 11. That's how he got all his points. All the points were two. Uh, and he was 31 and 10. That's a great stat. That's a great night. Uh, Isaiah Stewart had 10. Javante Green came off the bench with 20, shooting 7 out of 11. That's how Detroit did. But they're playing fantastic basketball. So I'm gonna give my co-host the benefit of the doubt. Uh, like I said, Siakam was 29. Matherin was 25. Nemhard was 15, shooting 4 of 10. Isaiah Jackson was 16. Nobody else had over double digits. But this team is 1-13, so they did what they had to do. Uh, they went out there and got that victory out of that. You wanted to see it. I forgot. My bad. My bad. Let me put it back up there for you so you can see it. I gotta know who I'm dealing with. Realist, what's going on? Uh, Ow. There you go. So now you see that. Uh, The standings in the right hand corner. The Pistons are 12-2. Cleveland is 10-5. As far as the Central Division, they're 2.5 games up. The Bulls are 7-6. The Bucks are 8-7. The Pacers is 1-13. But that's the gist of what's going on. But they did what they needed to do. Y'all had a lot of injury. I didn't know all these dudes was out. Jaden Ivey was out. Tobias Harris was out. But they took a great game to take off because they only played the Pacers. You know what I mean? So good win for the Pistons. Uh, can't really complain about that. Realist, I don't know if you get a chance to see Raw Realist? I'll recap it for you real quick. Uh, Maxine Dupree is now the women's Intercontinental Champion. Uh, the Vision, the Vision added Brock Lesnar to their team, and Roman Reigns is going to, I presume, is going to join CM Punk's team. They both came out tonight. Brock came out and suplexed everybody. Then Roman Reigns came out. Superman punched him. Brock out the ring. Super punch Bronson Reed off the top rope before he got tsunami, or he thought he was going to get his shoes taken, so he got him up out of there. Solo defeated the mystery guest. The mystery guest was Dolph Ziggler. I don't know if you remember Dolph Ziggler for the Survivor for the War Game match. For the War Games match, he came out and he took out Cody Rhodes, the Usos, CM Punk. But we know Punk and Brock don't really. I don't remember their history like that. But we know him and Cody got it. Yeah. The real was like, oh no. Yeah. Uh we know Brock and Cody got that beef from a couple years ago. And like I said, Roman came out and did not. Yes, Dolph lost his match to Solo. Uh your girl little no booty Charlotte, she let a girl get jumped again. Nia and them jumped them girls again. And then Charlotte came out with the kendo stick, whipped them. Yeah, but Paul Paul Heyman put the call in like, yo, I need you real quick. Yo, come through. He's one of the fellas like, yo, Brock, I need you real quick. Let's make some money. I need you to come fight this match, and then do what you do after that. So he came through. Yeah, but Charlotte came back with the kendo stick. She whooped everybody. She whooped Lash Legend and Nia Jax and the Kabuki Warriors. Uh, I'm just amazed that it's only this little. John Cena's the only one that's putting up the belt so far. Now that I'm thinking about it, right? You got the Kabuki Warriors. They fighting in a War Games match. You got both heavyweight. We got both champions. The world champion, which is Punk, and the WWE champ. Well, whoever it is, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, they fighting in a War Games match. Uh, we don't know what's going on with the Wyatt Six. Yeah, so that's the only championship match that's gonna happen. John Cena versus Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom tried to press him today, and John Cena said, "I'll fight you to guard for that." Dirty Dom like, "Nah, I want to fight in my hometown, San Diego. Let's do that there." He's like, "All right, whatever." Uh, so after he did that, they tried to jump Judgment Day, jump John Cena. Sheamus and Rey Mysterio came in. The impromptu match occurred. Uh, of course, John Cena and them won that match, and that was pretty much the gist of that. like I said, Solo defeated the what's his dude's name, Dolph Ziggler, and Gunther, your buddy Gunther. Well, that's words, buddy. Gunther, he destroyed. Oh, yeah, it was a 6 man, and Gunther destroyed Javon Evans. And now I'm getting mad because now I'm thinking that Carmelo Hayes gonna get jumped just like that by Bronson Reed on Friday. I'm like, yo, I'm sick of WWE right now. They making me sick. They can't keep making us look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he came back. He chopped. Yo, realist, when I tell you he was catching your little poor Javon Evans out, he was catching them all over the place, putting him in Boston crabs and backbreaker. He was destroying. I felt bad for little Javon Evans. He only 21, but he got boy. I know he aged over that match because that boy just got to be hurting. He was chopping the hell out of that man. He chopped him like a tree. When I say he chopped him like a tree, he annihilated the old boy. But that's pretty. Like I said, that was pretty much the matches for tonight for Raw. That was just a quick rundown. But Gunther's back. I'm just waiting to see what the second round will look like. Well, we still got Bronson Reed and Carmelo and Penta and Finn Balor. Is it Penta? I don't know. One of the masked people. Penta or Finn Balor. I think it's Penta. I think Word told me it's Penta. So one of those dudes is going to fight Finn Balor. And I guess that's the end of that round. That's the 16. Let me see. 4, 8, 12, 6. Yeah. So now I guess it's going to go to the final 8. I don't know how they're going to pair that yet. Uh, but I think you should catch the clips because the way that brawl went down between they listen, realists, they had the police come up there try to stop Roman Reigns and them. Yeah, that's gonna be that Saturday after Thanksgiving. They saying Survivor Series, but it's like so far it's 2 war games. John Cena's defending the title. Uh, that's pretty much it, right? I don't think there's no other matches so far. So like I said, the gist of that. But like I said, we'll figure out Friday what happens. They may add like we trying to figure out who they're gonna add for the women, right? Because we know it's Nia, Lash Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors. Word think it's gonna be AJ and Becky Lynch. They think Becky Lynch going to join Nia's team and AJ going to join Rhea's team, but we don't know. Charlotte didn't say she's coming back because Friday she like I ain't fighting with Rhea. I don't trust her. And she stormed off, and then the night Alexa was like, "You've been ducking me all weekend. I don't like this," and they came and jumped her. So that's just the gist of the thing, right? So, like I said, we're gonna wait till Friday, figure all of that out, or they're gonna add to it, or whatever the case may be. Uh, then after that, we're gonna have the Friday night main event. That'll be John Cena's last official match on TV. But shout out to John Cena. John Cena was on ESPN today. He tried to sell everything. He tried to sell Saturday night main event. He tried to sell Survivor Series / War Games. He tried to sell all that. I gotta catch up with NXT tomorrow's NXT. I gotta catch up with that. I know Trick is over there trying to be nice to the women's champ over there, so he up to something. Over Femi trying to, he trying to get at Ricky Saints to get the belt back or something. Yeah, that's gonna be on Saturday night's main event. That's the Peacock one. I don't. For some reason, now I'm thinking if he's gonna drop the belt to Dirty Dom, I think he should drop it at the last match. But we'll find out then. Uh, you know, but there's a lot going on in the world of wrestling. As far as WWE anyway. So, tomorrow's NXT. Got to catch up with that. Uh, Is Word going live tonight? I don't even know if it's going live. And then, like I said, we got SmackDown. Then after SmackDown, we're gonna go to the last Raw before the Survivor Series, and then Turkey Day, and then Black Friday. Wow, I just realized wrestling gonna be going up against uh Black Friday football, NBA games. That's this is when you know when you getting close to Super Bowl time because everything's starting to hit at one time. You got basketball, football, and now you're gonna have SmackDown all on the same day, rocking, looking for time because they know everybody gonna be home. So it's gonna be an interesting next 10 days, and then you got the Saturday is gonna be that Survivor Series. So there's like I said, things going on as far as WWE itself. I'm trying to get excited about these matches. Uh, I think. Oh, I also think. Yeah, I think Jade's gonna fight Meechin on Friday because you know what she did to B-Fab, and then she mushed the hell out of Meechin on last Friday. So I won't be surprised. All right. I won't be surprised that they have that match on Friday, Meechin versus Jade. But I'm afraid for Meechin because Meechin she might give that match might be 5 minutes. She might get a couple punches off because Jade is on one. Jade is power bombing people. She's power bombing people. They got her like a real villain. That's how Nia should have been. But I guess you know that's how Rhea used to be. But now they're giving that to Jade. Yeah, but she ain't. She might not be fine after Friday if she power bomb that girl like that. You know, like she's gonna be feared now because she ain't talking to nobody. And mind you, a couple of weeks ago, she was just hanging out with me, Chin and B-Fab. Now she out there whooping them. Like, you don't like what I'm doing? Take it out to the ring. I'll see you in the ring about it. Like, God damn, babe, you mad about something? You know? Yeah, they was rocking together because we after the Naomi situation and Jade Bianca was gone. That's who she was hanging out with. B-Fab, Meechin. Like, all right, whatever. I'm a roll with y'all. You know what I mean? And so because of that, this just looked funny. Like I ain't got no friends now. The belt, I got what I need. I got the belt. I don't need no friends. But you know, that's a real life scenario. Oh, before I get off of here, let me just have this conversation. Uh, I don't know if y'all heard. Let me just have this conversation. I don't know if y'all seen what happened in the football game the other day between the Bengals and the Steelers and the Bengals, right? So what happened was the wide receiver Jamar Chase and the safety Jalen Ramsey, they got into it, right? Uh, they asked Jalen Ramsey what happened. Jalen Ramsey like, yo, old boy spit on me, right? And then they went over there and hollered at Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, I ain't even gonna open my mouth. Knowing damn well if you did it, we gonna know because they got cameras anyway. Why that man spit a lungie at that dude? I'm saying this to say, listen, man, I get it. Competitions, that's not competition. That's just disrespectful. If you was in the streets, if you was anywhere else, that man would have saw you on site, right? I mean, he got suspended. The league suspended him one game. That shit ain't enough. That's not enough, right? You can't keep walking around here disrespecting, spitting on people. That's about the third time I see somebody spit this year, and then somebody wanted to approach somebody about it. Now, Dak in the Jalen Carter situation, that was different. He spit on the ground. That man spit a lungie. It had to hit him on his neck. I know he felt that nasty, hot, nasty. Man, listen. That's why he went ham on him. And then he had the nerve to act like he didn't do it. we gotta be more respectful. I get it. We with competitors, y'all competitors, and all this and that. Y'all making y'all money, but we always tell y'all, money don't make you smart. It just enhances the nonsense that you do even more. That was disrespectful. That was crazy. Like I said, if it was if listen, you'd have done that in anywhere else, they would have waited for you at that bus. They would have waited. They would found a way to your locker room. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you've been a competitor in your life, you know that won't be tolerated. So for you to be a professional, right? You're a professional. That's what the NFL is. Professional football league. The National Football League. But y'all professionals. Y'all professionals because y'all get paid for it. You got to carry yourself to a standard. Don't stoop down like you back on the block or you in the projects or wherever you think or wherever you guys come from. Even though I don't think a lot of you guys come from those type of areas, but whatever, right? But you still have to be mindful. You are a representative of your family. You're a representative of yourself. You are a brand. Jamar Chase, you are a brand. People are lobbying you to be one of the top wide receivers in the league. Don't tarnish your shit by sitting there being disrespectful and spitting in people's face and doing all that other stuff. You carry yourself the way you carry yourself. I get it. I understand you mad as hell. I get it. That man Jalen Ramsey may have been talking so much shit to you. Lisa J, what's going on again? He may have been talking mad shit to you because they was busting y'all ass. 34, whatever the score was, y'all wasn't getting no points. Flacco didn't show up. I get all of that. But for you to emasculate a dude by spitting in his face, that's a no-no. I don't care where you at. That's a no-no. We get mad if somebody speaking normally in a spritz of your conversation touches them. A little spritz, a little like I ain't even spitting, but when we speak, sometimes fluids come out your mouth, saliva comes out your mouth. You did that with intent. Your intent was to be disrespectful. We gotta carry ourselves to a higher standard. We have to be responsible. Good night, Lisa. Have a good night. You gotta be more responsible with who you are and what you doing. You can't be walking around here disrespecting another man in that manner. Go out there and catch 15 passes and break the receiving record. Go do that. Don't spit in that man's face. Don't spit on that man at all. He's still a man. He still got to. We are represented by families and loved ones. He probably got a family. I don't know if Jamar Chase got a family. What I'm saying is, you got to be careful with what you're doing out there. You got to be careful of what you're doing because you are now a brand. You're a representative of your family. You're a representative of that team. You're a representative of the NFL. But bunk them other two people. You're a representative of yourself. You have to be more responsible with your characteristics. You have to be more responsible with your anger, your frustration. Otherwise, the result is you're going to be accountable for what the hell you just did. You spat in that man's face. You can't be if you were more responsible with the shit that you do, you wouldn't have been accountable for the shit that you did. You can't walk around and do that. That's a bad look for Jamar Chase. And I don't care, you know what I mean? He's a great receiver. I think he's 1A or 1 and Justin Jefferson's 1A, whatever. I don't care how you rank them. That move that you pulled, it's not cool at all. You got role models. You on television. You making commercials. Now they gonna make you look crazy because you spit in a man's face. We got to carry ourselves to a higher regard. Act like we've been there before. You lost before. Act like it. Come back next week and bust that next cornerback slash safety's ass. Go do what you need to do on the field. Don't take it to the streets. That was disrespectful because if he takes it to the streets, somebody could be wearing a toe tag. You understand what I'm saying? Let's just be professional. Let's be mindful that we are professional people. We can't be going out here and acting like we back in the hood, back to no morals, back to no respecting other people. You can disrespect that man on the field by doing what you do best, catching the football, scoring touchdowns. making yards at the catch. Don't be disrespectful and do that to any man or any, well, ladies, you too, because there were some ladies in here. Ladies, you too. You got to be mindful of who you are. You can't be disrespectful and just do something like that, because y'all, there are women leagues out there, WNBA, soccer leagues. They got the twin touch, the flag football league for the girls, women. Excuse me. But it's just time to be mindful, be respectful to who we're around, and what we got going for ourselves, because they could take it away just as fast as you signed that contract. They could rip that. They could void your contract. Just be mindful. Like I said, Jamar Chase, great receiver. That wasn't the greatest moment for Jamar Chase. It's gonna make people look at him a little bit differently. Not for his performance. We ain't gonna look at you different for your performance, but how you carried yourself in that moment. That wasn't cool. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys tonight. So from the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Shop Mr. 33. We'll be back Friday night, like I said, to talk about Thursday night game, SmackDown, scores from the NBA, and we will do what we normally do, talk about the Sunday lineup for week 12. I will be posting up the picks of the week tomorrow. Just got to put them together so that way it's on the list. And like I said, we'll have that conversation. You can pick if you want to listen. Anybody that wants to pick the schedule of week 12, all you have to do is put your picks on a community post. I will get them. I will add your name to the list, and we'll see if we all know how to pick. It just so I don't want to sound like a braggart. It just so happens that I won this week by one game. I won the Eagles versus Lions game, and I picked the Eagles, so I won that game. Even though that controversial pass interference, it saved me. But I'm gonna be like the Eagles. I'm gonna take the win. I guess I got no choice, right? But that'll be up tomorrow. Like I said, if you want to pick, just leave your picks on the community wall. We'll add it to the list, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. As the word is getting, well, we getting ready to go over to Word, have a conversation over there. Y'all feel free to come through and listen to the conversation, add to the conversation. Like I said, all of this is being brought to you by the 9%, where better user, better us. So with that being said, I'll see you guys Friday night. Signing off. Mr. 33 signing off once again. Appreciate y'all.